Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's either all going wrong or about to all go right at Taunton Town. Welcome back to part 15 of our Zero to Hero series, where we are playing with Taunton Town and we're currently in the National League. Today we're going to have two matches in the league against Woking and Yeovil Town. Now, since you were last with me, lots of stuff has been happening. Mainly, we've gone for a really good patch of form, and that's followed by a really bad patch of form. Since you were last with me as well, we have played through a bunch of matches. The last episode on the channel, we played against Southend and Chippingham. So we've played through all of these matches here. You can see we've gone through peaks and valleys, really. I mean, we managed to follow up that win against Chippingham with a win against Maidstone. We also then lost to Truro in the third round of the FA Trophy, losing 4-2, which honestly is probably one of our worst results of the season when you consider where we are compared to where Truro are. No offence to Truro, but really we should be beating them. We then lost to Solihull Moors in the league, and then in January we went unbeaten, 4 wins from 5, and then a 0-0 draw against Bromley. And then in February, we've collapsed again. At the moment, as it stands, our last match was a 1-1 draw against Boreham Wood. But that was preceded by 3 losses in the league, which has kind of seen us in and out of those playoff positions. In fact, that's probably quite well represented here. We're currently in 9th place, so outside of the playoff positions. But we can see here at one point we were as high as 4th for 3 matches in a row. We then lost, we then lost, we then lost again. We then drew, and that has put us all the way down in 9th outside of those playoffs positions. Not all is lost. We can see we're on 52 points. Bromley are on 54. Woking, who we play today, are on 56, so we could easily break back into them, but we haven't really got a lot of time to do so yet. We have also had a few more transfers in. Now, as you can see, a lot of them came in around January time. We are currently in March because we've played through quite a lot of games. But Nico Lawrence is one that came in. He is on loan from Newport. They want rid of him. He wants to leave. It just made sense to bring in that extra defender. He is very good. He's not playing that much, not because he's bad, just because, again, we like to focus on our own players when we've got loans rather than someone who may not be here next season. In terms of a midfielder, because we were lacking a little bit in depth there, we've brought in Ryan Chavez Munoz, who is from Bristol City, obviously again in on a loan for the rest of the season just to help us out. We also brought in Lawson Daff, who can play either as a right midfielder, as a left midfielder. He can play central midfield if we need him there as well. He is just on a non-contract at the moment because he is 31. So he's very much there just as a little bit of a rotation option. And then we've also brought in Jude Collins. Jude Collins really isn't all that good. Once again, he is on loan from Shrewsbury. We're not paying any of his wages. The idea was we were going to get him in and send Ashcroft out on loan. But as it turned out, no one would take Ashcroft. Not even when we were offering him out for free. Just literally no one wanted him. I think we saw this one on the last episode as well. Owen Hesketh obviously gone to Accrington. And talking of Accrington, the other big thing that happened is we had 3 job offers since the last episode. One of those was from Accrington. To tell you the story of how these went, I cannot remember who one of the clubs was. Actually, I could go and work that out a second. So it would have been, I believe, from Chester. At the point where Chester came in and went, "Would you like a job, sir?" They were 24th in the National League. We at the time were 5th, 6th in the playoffs. So that one made absolutely no sense. For the next 2, we have to head over to the Sky Bet League 2 table. The first one of those was Accrington. We can see Accrington there in 20th place. They would have been, I guess, a semi-interesting team just based on what they were willing to offer in terms of a transfer budget. We actually did attend the interview, not necessarily because I'm really interested in moving, because I was really interested in seeing what sort of wages and stuff they would offer. As it was, they chose to go with someone else, so it didn't matter. And the third one of those was Harrogate, who we can see are 23rd in the National League. And realistically, in my mind, and I like to play this semi-realistically, I don't think I would go to Harrogate, who are likely to get relegated, or at least are at risk of getting relegated, when I'm at a team in the league below who could maybe, an outside long shot, get promoted, because I'm going to end up back in the same league, and the team I was with are going to end up in the league above me, which really doesn't seem like a great career move. I am really interested, for those of you who've watched the channel for a while, to see the fact that Exeter are 24th in Sky Bet League 2. So if we just have a look at them a second, because I do think it's interesting. They obviously got promoted in real life in the Sky Bet League 2. They currently play in the Sky Bet League 1, but in game, they got relegated last season. They finished 23rd, and now they are rock bottom of the Sky Bet League 2. So they could be heading into our league in the National League. In terms of managers, Gary Caldwell is there in real life. He's got sacked. They had a caretaker. They brought in Ian Botchnell. He got sacked. And they've now hired another manager. I'm going to say, honestly, he'll probably get sacked as well. Exeter City is beginning to look like somewhere we could actually end up. And again, in terms of realism, it is somewhere I would probably move in real life. If they went, you can have £750, we'll match what Taunton are playing you, and it is my boyhood club where I was born, I'd have to think about it. So watch this space, I guess. We could just end up doing a little bit of the tour of non-league locally. We're going to have a move around Taunton, Somerset, Devon, Cornwall, all of those lovely teams. That's how we're winning the Champions League. We're winning it with the Southwest. Most interestingly, as you can see as well, the board want to talk about giving us a new contract. I think you'd be better off investing somewhere else, improving the club's training facilities. They still don't want to do that. I am literally putting off signing a new contract just based on the fact we have so many players that want us to improve the training facilities. That, again, in my mind, it makes sense for you to go and do that. Stop trying to offer me a new contract. I'll sign it if we can get some money into the training facilities and allow me to keep these players, because Smith, Asante, those sort of players, Gaspar, there's lots of players in the team that are just not going to stay here because of the lack of good training facilities. I'm just going to quickly sort out the substitutes. There we go, job done. And we'll head into that first match then against Woking. The lineup for today is Horlick in goal, Sweeney, Wakely, Williams and Sese as our back four. I still don't know if it's Sese. It might be Cisse. I'm going to keep saying Sese. Our midfielders then Firth, Gaspar, Turner and Farr. And then up front Asante and Taylor Crossdale, our captain. An absolute club icon, club legend. The man who is going to lead us to the promised land of, I don't know, National League obscurity, possibly. But either way, he is our captain. He's very, very good. And now I've finished messing around with the volume because I'm a monster and play with the match volume on when I'm not on YouTube, we can actually proceed with the match. Our form is awful. We really, really need to sort that out. We could really do with a big win here against a club like Woking, if nothing else, because in my mind, this recording schedule involved me next week doing the playoff matches. If we don't do that, it completely mucks up my recording schedule. So if we could go, Taunton, actually play some decent football and win a match, I would really, really appreciate it. I do like as well, I've managed now to get hold of the skin. I've been waiting to install a skin on here because I really wanted the Zealand skin, which is what I used all last year. I had a number of comments on videos as well asking what skin it was because people really, really liked it. It is now available for FM23. I don't think it's on the Steam Workshop yet, so I had to get this off the FM Scout website. I also don't know if it's just a revamp of the FM23 one or if it's actually something Zealand and his team have put together really quickly. Not sure. Either way, it looks pretty cool. As you can see, substitutes down the bottom, they now have faces and stuff, which is just a little bit better than the sort of bog standard shirts you get. Ball fed through to Taylor Crossdale here. Oh, he's through on goal. He's offside anyway, but he should have buried that one. I feel like when we're in good form, Taylor Crossdale buries that in the back of the net. Offside or not, Goal wouldn't have stood, but it would have ended up in the back of the net before it didn't stand. When we're out of form like this, all of a sudden, just nothing will click. Gaspar trying to feed Taylor Crossdale again. It just gets blocked by a Woking defender. Say here. Wakely, another attempt at finding Taylor Crossdale. He has found him. Can he... Or I was going to say, can he round the goalkeeper? He can't. But our club captain can dink the goalkeeper and put us 1-0 ahead of Woking. That is great stuff. It's exactly the sort of start we needed. I say start. We're 30 minutes into the match, but we scored first. That is all important. Taylor Crossdale there once again proving that although Smith and Asante want to leave the club, maybe we shouldn't worry quite as much as we do, because he is definitely staying in next season and he can lead that front line. I would still really like to have Asante and Jaden Smith here next season. But if we could keep even just one of them, I think we'd be all right, because Taylor Crossdale is a little bit of a monster, a bit of a proof as well that while star ratings and attributes are, I think, important in Football Manager and a good indication, sometimes players just outperform what Football Manager says that they should. They just seem to work with the match engine. Sometimes I think, there's obviously stuff like hidden attributes in. But there's also, I think, stuff like, is it your preferred club? Are they happy at the club? Are you their favourite manager? Are you their favoured personnel? Blah, blah, blah. We've given away a penalty. Williams there apparently pushing someone in the box, giving away a penalty, which was probably needless, because I think we probably had more or less that corner covered. Instead of that, though, Cameron Cresswell is going to step up for his 10th goal of the season and draw Woking level with us via a penalty that we didn't need to give away, Williams. You know what happens to people who do stupid stuff like this? Do you know what happens, Williams?
You just made the list!
You are getting off the pitch. Zico Asare, who wants more game time anyway, and we've promised him he can have some, is coming on. Jaden Sweeney's on a 6.3 as well. Why is everyone performing badly today? And can we please sort it out? We're demanding more from the team. Williams is off, because if you're going to give away a penalty and be the reason we don't get 3 points when we're in bad form, I don't want you on the pitch. That's probably really harsh. I'm standing by it. Taylor Crossdale trying to fire us ahead again. That one is quite far from range, though. Not going to manage that one. Do we need to take Asante off as well and think about bringing Jaden Smith on? It's a possibility. I think we do that. Jaden Smith can come on. Do we want him playing as a pressing forward? Yeah, possibly. What can Taylor Crossdale do as a pressing forward? I mean, his star rating is awful on literally everything. We've proven that doesn't matter, but we'll swap them round anyway. And we probably need to take, like, Jack Turner off. Let's bring Ethan Robb on. Let's swap Rob and Gaspar round as well. That is all 3 of our substitutions done pretty early, really, and Gaspar's gone on a ball-winning midfielder role and got a yellow card within about a minute of it happening. That man, really good, does seem to like breaking people's legs. Him and Jack Turner, definitely slightly thuggish. We'll put it as slightly thuggish. It is full-time. It's a 1-1 draw. I don't think, I mean, we're saying, oh, we avoided defeat. Well done, lads. But realistically, we could have gone and won that. We gave away a needless penalty. It doesn't really help us out in terms of the playoffs. We're 1 point now behind Bromley. We could still sneak back in there. Oldham are just above us as well. Oldham. I'm pretty sure there's not meant to be that long a gap between those 2 syllables, but we're going to go with it. We're still chasing a first win in 5. This is all lovely stuff. I don't like it very much. We need to go and face Yeovil. Last time we faced Yeovil, we lost against them, and I consider this a semi-local derby, so I'd quite like to win it. Side note, as we're continuing through to this match as well, despite the board saying they love me and I'm doing a good job, stuff like this makes me think that they don't actually like me very much. We're in the National League. We're the highest we've ever been, as you're pointing out, in the football pyramid. Could we please, at a bare minimum, become a professional club? Right then, so because the Yeovil match is only actually 2 days after the match we've just played, there is a horrendous amount of rotation in today's match. Horlick remains in goal. Sweeney, Lawrence, Sonar and Asare, who shouldn't be there. Yes, he should. Zico Asare as our back four. I looked at that and for some reason my brain went Asante and I wondered why I was playing him at right back. But it is meant to be Asare. We then got Firth, Rob, Turner and Daff in midfield behind Amadou Holloway and Smith up front. We can see we've got Asante on the bench. Chavez Munez, Jude Collins, because literally, we don't have anyone else. I've suddenly remembered why we can't see Ashcroft. It's because a couple of matches ago, he decided to come on when we were 1-0 down, grab a goal, and then get a red card by lunging in with both feet. He literally played basically no time whatsoever in the match. Came on as a bit of a game changer and did effectively change the game, like I said, both by scoring a goal and then sending us down to 10 men because I can only assume he lost his mind. Either way, we don't have Ashcroft available. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Rant over. Let's focus on the match. Yeovil, currently third, currently in very, very good form. And also, probably, I don't want to say they're challenging for first, but they're definitely at least challenging for second place. I mean, you can see them. They're not challenging for first. Wrexham are running away with the league. And to be honest, Southend are running away with second. So Yeovil are probably just trying to stay in third place. But either way, in some very, very good form. Ironically, the team we play after this is Wrexham. So we could really, really, really do with some good form. Instead of that, we're going to concede. However, Philip, for those of you who have been around for a while, you'll remember Philip. Philip's a little VAR assistant. Now, obviously, at this level, he's not really being a VAR assistant. What he is doing, though, is still talking in the referee's ear and telling him, that was offside, ref. Don't worry about that. Let Taunton have that one. It was offside. He is basically the little Taunton devil on the referee's shoulder. Turner with a free kick into Sonar, who returns to the side today and has grabbed his first ever goal for the club. That could be a very, very, very important goal in the course of this season, especially if it bags 3 points against Yeovil and allows us to get back on good playing terms, shall we say. Just return to form. Just to return to anything, really. Because there was a point where I was just playing this. And part of the reason we went so long in between matches is A, and 1, because I don't want to drag the season out forever. And B, and 2, because we were in such good form. I was basically play a match, win a match, hit continue, send out the team, win a match, hit continue. And that was kind of very much how it was going. And it didn't seem like it was anything very interesting to come back and watch. We are getting a lot of yellow cards. If we finish this match with all 11 men on the pitch, it is going to be some sort of Christmas miracle. I'm going to assume that Santa has come early and given us the lovely, lovely present of no red cards. We'll see. We'll see if that is what actually happens. Lawson Daff has now also got a yellow card. There's a highlight going on. I can't deal with that yet. Luckily, Yeovil haven't scored that corner. Let's tell him to ease off tackles. I think we probably also need to listen to the assistant manager here and tell the players to stay on feet. I don't know how much they actually listen to that because, as I've said, there's a few players in our side that are a little bit, they act a bit like thugs. They come on, they're basically hitman. Jaden Smith, that was the most perfect time you could have ever done that. They act like thugs. Jaden Smith comes in with both feet from behind, gets away with it because it turns out it was a very good tackle. But my point being, we are quite aggressive. We are also really good at conceding goals. Alex Salmon just tapping that one, rounding the goalkeeper, rounding Horlick, putting that one in the back of the net. We've just had a goal scored against us by a fish. Alex Salmon, the fish, has just rounded my goalkeeper, slivered round. Just do fish sliver. We're saying that fish sliver now. But either way, he scored. I'm beginning to think as well, looking at their yellow cards, maybe the referee is on a little bit of a power trip. because that seems like an excessive amount of yellow cards. But either way, we probably need to be careful. Turner, on a yellow card, has just made a very, very good tackle. Quite a strong tackle, but in the eyes of the referee, a good tackle nonetheless, completely within the laws of the game. And the fish is through again. The salmon has slivered through again and has almost scored another goal. Oh, we do not look very comfortable here at all. Look at this again. Scrimshaw there, just getting the better of, who is this? This is Asare. Asare, another one who wants lots of game time. Will he be here next season? I'm going to say he probably won't, because he came in looking quite good. Scrimshaw's now scored. It's all going wrong. Sorry, came in looking quite good, but he's just not very good on the pitch. I don't think he's going to be here full time. He's very much in the side today because I had to rotate, because these happened so close together, and we were more likely to get points out of the previous match than against Yeovil, so we played the stronger team there. I don't know if that was the sensible option, but it's what we went with. I just need to pause this a second and have a look at the match stats. This is absolutely awful. Right, let's go to a shorter passing play. We'll stay with the same tempo. I think all of this is still fine, and let's work it into the box, and let's see if any of that makes any difference to how we're playing. There was definitely a period in our good run where we were playing pretty much exactly like that, working to box, shorter passing, because that seemed to be what was working at the time. Sonar over to Amade. Oh yeah, Amade Holloway. Only brought up part of his name, and it really confused me as to who he was then for a second. Given also, I think he's played like one game for the club, so I haven't really seen him that often. Yeovil playing out from the back here. We're just letting them pumping a big ball forward. Right as I say, they're playing out from the back, just to prove me wrong. And Rob over to Turner now. Turner out wide to Duff. I know we said short passing play, but we also said high tempo, boys and girls. Let's go. Amada Holloway trying to get on the end of that, but has the pace of a dead snail, and hasn't managed it. And now Scrimshaw once again collecting possession, just keeping hold of it. Yeovil are basically toying with us. It's a cross into the box, and the fish has got another goal. Is that a hat-trick of goals for the fish now? No, Scrimshaw scored one, didn't he? So we've only had 2 goals scored against us by a trout. Fish! Oh, this is very, very annoying. Confirm whatever changes it was I made. We probably need to tell Nico Lawrence to, mark salmon. That'd be quite good. Sweeney needs to come off. No, Watson is going to come on. That's not really going to help us. Turner, best player on the pitch at the moment, needs to come off. So we're going to have to do that. Chavez Muniz can play there pretty well. So we'll make those 2 substitutions, confirm that. We're going to let it run forward a little bit to about there. We're still not seeing anything. We're going to now get Amadi Holloway off. Asante is going to stay up front. We're going to leave him as a target man, and we're going to go attack him. Because really, what else can we do here other than just attack and hope that the likes of Asante and Jaden Smith can all of a sudden find some brilliant goal-scoring form and get us back into this match. That cross, though, isn't going to be the way to do it. Very, very easy to collect that for the goalkeeper there, who pumps it forward, trying to find Fish for his hat-trick. And now Firth is bringing the ball forward. Ethan Robb doesn't get a lot of game time, but he has been good when he is in. Watson now into Jaden Smith. That's unlucky. That goes in the back of the net, and it probably changes the last 8-9 minutes of this game. We could still do it here. Daff from the corner, going to swing this one in. Can Asante get his head on the end of it? Asante does try. He doesn't. It's cleared as far as Jaden Smith. He's going to try across from the opposite side of the box into Firth. It's cleared away again. We're going to get another corner. We're just going to do the same thing again. But this time, if we could aim for Asante, because we know he's very good at scoring headers, and he has done it off of corners before. Asante does get into the ball on his noggin, but can't keep it down, can't get it on target, and it just isn't going to be our day. We're going very attacking. We know we're good in attack. Let's just go very attacking. I still think the fact that Jaden Smith and Asante both want to leave the club is really impacting their performance up front, because there's been points where they're really, really good, but there's other points when it's going well, those guys are fantastic. which is also part of why it's going well. I completely concede that. But equally, if it's not going very well, they kind of get their heads down very easily and don't seem willing to dig us out of that hole, he says, as Jaden Smith and Asante both connect for a goal, which is then disallowed. I mean, they could have proved me wrong right here. That is very, very tight offside call there, referee. You're not doing us any favours at all in this match. But it looks like it is confirmed. It's a 3-1 loss to Yeovil. We've lost both matches in today's episode. We're going to be slowly sliding down the league here. And I don't really know what to do yet to stop us sliding down the league. I mean, okay, I'd love to sign Rio Sawyers. Would you like to get me some money? And then I'll think about it. If we have a look now at the league, then we're now all the way down to 11th, 53 points. Again, we're only 3 points away from the playoffs. So a sudden good run of form, and we can see ourselves right back up there. But right now, I don't know where that good run of form is going to come from. With that said, though, guys, thank you very much for watching today. Please do drop a like down below if you have enjoyed today's episode. And I'll see you on tomorrow's one. Bye-bye.